Yes, fellas, Man United 3, Charlton 0. We got there in the end, clean sheet, more goals, through to the semi-final, so got to be happy with that. Overall, how do you break up what you saw today?
I mean, it was an average performance, to be honest. Only because second half was just absolutely shocking. Even though Rashford did score 2 in the last stages of the game, I just feel like the second half was shocking and there's much more room for improvement. So yeah.
Where do you think that's stemming from? That kind of like we can't maintain like a level of performance.
I think it's just about. I think from the first half, the momentum was with us, and I think because as soon as we entered the second half, I think we just dropped in momentum, and obviously I feel like we just lost the energy, and then it took us a bit more time to get back into the game. So yeah, that's where I felt like United could improve even more on.
It was, like you said, it was sloppy second half. We lost that momentum, we lost that edge. Definitely going to be frustrating for Ten Hag. How did you see it in terms of why he had to bring on the big guns, Eriksen, Casemiro, Rashford, all in one?
I just think that it was a whole new 11. Do you know what I mean? So
Yeah.
like the team, they haven't like no chemistry, no cohesion with each other. So of course, when you play a brand new team, there's going to be no chemistry, no link. So I think it partly,
How you doing,
I
man?
think it just partly came down to that, really.
But confidence is building. We're in the semi-final. Does anyone know what were the other scores actually?
I think Newcastle beat Leicester 2-0.
Right, and obviously City would have beat Southampton.
So City are playing tomorrow.
Oh, they're playing tomorrow, right? Okay, so they're in the hat. So we don't know who we're going to get, but what do you think our chances are of winning this competition? Obviously, you don't know what the draw is going to be. It's 50-50, but what do you think?
As long as we avoid Man City, do you know what I mean? Because last time we got to the semi-final of the Carabao Cup, it was
them, yeah.
and we lost to them. Do you know what I
we
mean?
did, yeah.
So as long as we avoid Man City and hopefully Southampton could do the business, I feel like we could go all the way.
Talk to me about Marcus Rashford, man.
Marcus Rashford, he's just the guy, man. Honestly, he's just popped up in the moments that we needed him most. But I feel like we shouldn't rely on him too much, and we should also rely on the other players as well. Because if we rely too much on Marcus Rashford, let's say he gets injured, for example, God forbid, then obviously, whereas he can't be our saviour, then so we need someone else. So we need
Other players to keep stepping up.
We need other players to step up. So for example, like Elanga, for example, like recently he's been shocking, and obviously we need him to step up his game because obviously he might be a good replacement if he does step up his game. Like Garnacho, for example, try and get more on the score sheet, and then obviously score more goals, assist more, provide more, and we just can't rely on Rashford too much. So
And it's difficult because we kind of are relying on him right now because he's in such form. It's like if he doesn't play, we're in big trouble. But another kid who's stepping up, okay, the end product might not be there all the time. We've got to remember he's young, but Garnacho, man, he's just there's a way about the way he plays in it that's quite refreshing. But was there reminders today that also we've still got to be patient with him with that end product?
I feel like when he gets the ball, the way he drives at defenders is, really good. The whole stadium stands up, and it's just like, wow, you know what I mean? He brings that.
100%. Gets you off your seat.
Yeah. I can just give a special shout out to Lisandro Martinez.
Yes.
His IQ is incredible. Like, he plays against tall strikers, and he'll maybe just drop off a
It's
bit.
them little things in it, gives a little nudge.
Yeah. I think that's just world class.
Yeah.
When you're short, you need the IQ to, do you know what I mean? To gain the advantage over like a tall striker. So him just dropping off, giving them a little nudge, it puts them off. Because if he goes toe to toe and tries to win the ball in the air, he's not going to do that. So when you're short, you need that IQ to.
He's about your height, actually. I think you do a little master as it.
Yeah.
I hear what you're saying, though. He does, and also on the ball. So when he's got it, he plays with an extra 5 seconds that he has, but he makes for himself. If someone comes around the blind side, oops, don't worry about that. And on the ball, he's very progressive with it as well.
Even Casemiro, the way he screens the back four, the way he'll just come across, tidy up for players who maybe just lost the ball. I think that's world class as well.
Yeah,
but
and that's why
Casemiro. Exactly,
and that's clearly why Ten Hag obviously brought those guys on. Let's get to City, man. Let's talk about that. How confident are you for the massive game here on Saturday?
Obviously, we took a big L early on in season, 6-3, and that just shows us that the reality. Obviously, we're not fully there yet. We're not fully equipped, and we don't have the guns. We need the big boy players, to step up and whatnot. So obviously, hopefully, and I pray we do win. But obviously, it's going to be a big test, and it's going to basically set us back to reality. So. Obviously, we have so far the big six we played, we beat them at Old Trafford. So, if we invite City here and let them play, our game, show us that they're scared of us. We fight back and we show more aggression and more determination to win. I feel like we could win, but it's just that game's just going to set us back to reality, and we need to just, you know, not get too overhyped because obviously City are a big team, and you know they are like title contenders. So you know we have to just.
Well, it was like that going into the first City game. I remember going into that game in really good form, thinking, you know what, we can do this today. We're in good form. We've won the last however many games it was, and then look what happened. What do we need to do on Saturday to make sure that we do stamp our authority on City and get the result?
For me, even if Dallow's fit or not, I would play Wan-Bissaka. I trust Wan-Bissaka more. Like City like to double up and like, do you know what I mean, overlap. So Wan-Bissaka defensively, I trust more than Dallow. So I'd start Wan-Bissaka. That's one for start. And Anthony as well, I feel like he needs to become less predictable. I feel like whenever he picks the ball, whatever the fans can see that he's going to do, he does. And I feel like when you play for Man United, you have to switch it up. You have to do something that maybe the fans might not predict you do. So yeah, I feel like Anthony...
And the opposition.
Yeah, and the opposition. So,
okay, so them two mixing up. And to finish off, who was your man of the matches tonight? I'll start with you.
To be fair, I think it's Lissandro, you know. Honestly, like, don't get me wrong, like there was some good performances out there, but Lissandro was, you know, the top guy, because obviously he was cleaning up everything, you know. He cleaned up every error that was on the pitch, you know. He was there. He basically man-marked the tallest player on the pitch, and obviously for a small guy, that's, you know, very hard to do. And you know, he showed strength, he showed aggression, he showed passion. You know, he was there at the right moments, and obviously, you know, without him, I think we would have struggled a bit more. And I think, you know,
Martinez a beast, yeah?
Martinez is just the one. He's just a bulldog, you know what I mean?
Yeah, I've got no problem with that. I love him as well, man. Do you agree with that man of the match, or you got a different one?
I'd probably say Rashford. Like, comes on again, scores two,
this guy.
playing form. And I feel like he's hit form at the perfect time, because we've got City, we've got Palace away, and then Arsenal. That's like 3 hard games in 8 days. So I feel like he's hit perfect form, and he always loves a goal against City. So, you know, he knows.
Big up, man. Appreciate that, man. Nice one. Big up. Thanks for talking to us, guys. Appreciate that, yeah?